Imagine, Tona's face looks like a party of blood and flesh rolling around, really scary. Suddenly Tona's arm turns into a sharp blade, and now Yusuke is in deep trouble with no good options, resulting Yusuke's reaction is quick, and he gets knocked back again, but he spots an exploded gas tank rolling near a perfectly normal fire. He urgently grabs the steel plate to use as a shield. Although he dodged most of the blast, the powerful shock left Yusuke feeling like he just got hit by a truck. As Tona charges at him in a moment of genius, he grabs a bicycle and slams it at Yusuke's cold. Tona finally finds a bit of humanity, like when you find a long-lost remote control. But soon, the devil bug turns Tona back into a walking headache. Yusuke is furious. He gives her a flying kick, knocking her to the ground, and then grabs her collar, trying hard to remember the feeling of blocking that wooden plank for the money. With the devil bug knocked out, Yusuke rushes over, ready to finish it off, handling it like a fortress. After finishing his first mission, it wasn't until the next day that Yusuke stood before the money, witnessing his own resurrection. The look on the money's face was as if he saw an alien, before he pinched Yusuke's face. At that moment, Mom hugged both tightly, erasing their heartache instantly. The devil bug was just a tiny pest, like a mosquito. The little flame king actually wanted Yusuke to face the 3 notorious thieves from the magic ring, who stole the 3 great treasures guarded by the spirit world just a few days ago. But now, Yusuke can't even handle a regular demon soul. This time, the little flame king called upon Penny again to take Yusuke to the spirit world. However, Yusuke, who hates studying, always struggles with comprehension, and can't meet the little flame king's standards, taking several days to mess up his spirit energy. While Yusuke was training hard, the first disaster struck the human world as a monster named Steel Demon used his devil's gem to suck away countless children's souls in the park. The spirit bullet was the only weapon against the 3 great monsters, yet Yusuke just couldn't figure it out. In the hospital room, seeing children losing their souls, Yusuke got angry and wanted to challenge Steel Demon. Penny stopped him, saying it was suicidal without learning the spirit bullet. Yusuke ignored her, believing he could defeat Steel Demon with just his hands. Just as Yusuke was about to leave the hospital, he was suddenly called back by Kuwabara, who wanted to know how Yusuke died and came back to life, and how the monster from last night was defeated. Yusuke didn't hold back, telling him the truth, but Kuwabara clearly didn't buy this ghost story. As Yusuke started to explain, Penny dragged him away, warning not to disclose the monsters in spirit world, as it's no joke. Leaving the hospital, Penny told Yusuke Steel Demon was the most dangerous to human souls among the 3. Before challenging him, they went to Enka's Raymond's shop and ran into the boy he had saved. However, the boy told Yusuke kids in the neighborhood frequently fell into comas. Yusuke realized Steel Demon was stealing souls, so he rushed there and spotted Steel Demon. Yusuke quickly chased after him, and Steel Demon deliberately lured him to an abandoned junkyard. When Yusuke caught up, he only found the devil's gem on the ground. While he was picking it up, Steel Demon suddenly attacked from behind, leaving Yusuke no time to react. As he looked up, Steel Demon had leaped and struck. Yusuke dodged, knowing one hit would knock him out. To make matters worse, Kurama entertained himself nearby. In Yusuke's face, Steel Demon hurled a motorcycle, almost sending him off. Yusuke tried to use his agility to maneuver around Steel Demon, but against absolute strength, he stood no chance and was thrown out the door like a rag doll. Not until facing Steel Demon did Yusuke realize he was stronger than the magic grey bug, nearly cornered. To defeat him, he must use the spirit bullet. However, not mastering it yet, he hid behind a car, rushing to punch wildly when Steel Demon wasn't looking. But under Steel Demon's reputation for strength, Yusuke's actions were purely self-inflicted agony. Just as Steel Demon prepared to grab Yusuke by the neck, the boy Yusuke had saved stepped forward, howling his ball at Steel Demon, making Yusuke feel a flicker of hope. Yusuke wanted to stop him, but the power gap left him watching helplessly as the boy's soul was sucked away. Just as Steel Demon prepared to swallow the soul, Yusuke unleashed all his strength, rushing to Steel Demon's side and snatching the boy's soul right up. A spirit bullet fired point blank, blowing Steel Demon's head off. As the demon command dropped, all the souls that had been taken flew back to their rightful bodies. Soon, all the children who had lost their souls awoke, while Kurama remained as calm as a cucumber, showing no intention to do it. The scene shifts to a luxurious villa where an unknown monster is trapped in a cage, and a bald man is burning him with a cigarette butt, causing tears to stream down from the monster's eyes. Strangely, the tear turned into a valuable ice tear stone on hitting the ground. Unable to bear the bald man's cruelty, the little mustached guy bandaged the monster's wounds after he left, promising to rescue him, for compassion is the best policy. Meanwhile, Yusuke told Penny about Kurama's appearance in the human world, and she looked serious after hearing it. Kurama was far more troublesome than Steel Demon. He was the master of the Dark Mirror. On a full moon night, wishes focused on became reality, even disasters and mass killings. So, they must reclaim it before then. Kuwabara passing by saw their conversation, but only he could see Penny. As he approached to ask, Yusuke had already walked away. On the streets, Yusuke accidentally brushed past Kurama and immediately chased after him. Kurama noticed Yusuke but didn't react, instead walking into a flower shop to buy a bouquet. Yusuke followed closely, arriving at a hospital, where he saw Kurama entering a room and quietly followed him. Unexpectedly, Kurama suddenly appeared behind Yusuke, stating he meant no harm and would definitely return the Dark Mirror once his wish was fulfilled. At that moment, the woman lying on the bed spotted Kurama. He immediately went to her side, soothing her, then she lay down again. The woman was Kurama's mother, coughing incessantly, looking weak, clearly suffering from a serious illness. After they left the room, Kurama revealed the truth to Yusuke. It turned out that he had been pursued by a powerful enemy and successfully escaped from the demon world, sustaining serious injuries in the process. To survive, Kurama reincarnated by attaching to a fertilized egg. He planned to leave after healing, but fell in love while being cared for. Now, the woman has a terminal illness, and Kurama wants to heal her with the Dark Mirror to repay her. Back at the ramen shop in the Shadow's house, Yusuke was deeply troubled by Kurama's earlier words. Guided by Shadow, Yusuke saw good and evil as relative, and waited for Kurama to heal his mother before reclaiming the Dark Mirror. However, just then, Peony rushed over, informing Yusuke that to fulfill a wish with the Dark Mirror, the Wishmaker must sacrifice their own life. Soon, the full moon night arrived, and just as Yusuke prepared to stop Kurama, Kuwabara suddenly approached him. Yusuke shoved Kuwabara aside, rushing to Kurama who had activated the Dark Mirror, plunging his arm in to wish his mother eternal happiness. Next, the Dark Mirror burst with bright light, sucking in Kurama. Ignoring Kuwabara, Yusuke rushed in, looking like a fool. In the realm of the mirror, Kurama spotted Yusuke rushing in and warned him not to interfere, but Yusuke insisted that trading a son's life for a mother's happiness simply wouldn't work. Having died once, Yusuke could never forget the sight of his mother's unbearable grief from losing him. For this, Yusuke sacrificed half his life to the Dark Mirror, and Kurama did the same, finally striking a deal and being released. Upon noticing, Kuwabara rushed Yusuke, helping her up. Kurama's mother, on the hospital bed, slowly opened her eyes. Removing the mask, seeing his mother recover, Kurama's eyes welled up. It made Kuwabara realize monsters have good and bad, and he apologized to Yusuke.